So my article that I read for this week was School Mental Health Services in the United States from 2002 to 2003. So I'm going to come straight out and say that I did not read this entire article because it is 163 pages long. It is an entire documentation of how mental health services worked between the years of 2002 and 2003 in the United States. It's kind of like just a comprehensive, data compilation of just everything. So I've got a couple different little tidbits that I put down on here that I thought were interesting. Nearly 3/4, 73% of the schools reported that social, interpersonal, or family problems were the most frequent mental health problems for both male and female students. And then my little commentary on that is I was like, I don't know if these facts are still, since these are from 2003, I have no idea if they're still at all what is the
Same.
word? What?
Same as
Yes. Damn. I don't know if they're the same as they are now. I'm interested to see if there's changes in what is the most frequent mental health issues in students. For males, aggression and disruptive behavior and behavior problems associated with neurological disorders were the second and third most frequent problems. And for females, anxiety and adjustment issues were the second and third most frequent problems. I didn't think there'd be a difference between the two, but there is something interesting to look into. Financial constraints of families and inadequate school mental health resources were the most frequently cited barriers to providing mental health services. And this was kind of something that I was angry about, I guess. I feel like mental health services should be available to all that require them. And I think that is part of the reason why it's such a big issue nowadays in our societies, because the ability to get the treatment that people require has been kind of difficult to come by in the past. This next quote is about the mental health issues as students get older. So, a third of middle schools reported depression as the top mental health problem, while almost half of high schools did so. Depression was less frequently cited as a top mental health problem for boys, reporting frequently rose substantially from middle school to high school. The frequency of citing substance abuse as a major problem also jumped from middle school to high school, from 4% in middle schools to 34% in high schools for females, and 3% and 19% otherwise. Yeah. One of the most top-ranked mental health problems that get actually reported in schools are family problems, interpersonal and social issues, which is interesting because when you go just a little bit farther up in the article, it says the issues that students have the most frequently are with depression and substance abuse. So it's interesting to see that those issues aren't brought to anybody. People bring the family problems and the interpersonal and the social issues, but people often don't talk about depression or other list of other problems that are commonly held for many students. So it's interesting to see that a lot of these types of things go unreported. And then that's just about it. I definitely need to go a little bit more in depth with these.